Let's start with MWay Malaysia. Incorporated in 1976 and listed on Bursa Malaysia since 1996, it stands today as one of the most successful global affiliates in the Amway network. Their business model centers on direct selling, empowering individuals through an extensive network of Amway business owners. Product-wise, they focuses on 5 key areas: nutrition and key wellness, skincare, personal care, home care, and home tech. Backed by a strong market presence and impressive sales turnover, Amway thrives on the core value of integrity, sustainability, and robust support for its community. Next, we have Aeon Malaysia. Founded in 1984, it is a subsidiary of the Japan-based Aeon Group, a major retail and financial conglomerate. Unlike Amway, Aeon captures the market through diverse retail formats, operating hypermarket, supermarket, department store, and specialty shop. Their product offerings span everyday essential, including groceries, clothing, and electronics. As a market leader, Aeon focuses on delivering superior customer experience and convenient location. They continuously adapt to modern trends to improve the quality of life of Malaysia consumer while driving value into the local economy.
Next, I will discuss the liquidity ratio comparison between Amway and Aeon. Liquidity ratio measures a company's ability to meet its short-term obligation using its current asset. Based on the current ratio, Amway recorded 1.70 to 1, while Aeon recorded a low ratio of 0.63 to 1. This indicates that Amway has 1.7 ringgit of current assets of every 1 ringgit of current liabilities, compared to Aeon with only 0.63. Therefore, Amway demonstrates a stronger short-term financial position and has a better ability to cover its current liabilities. For the quick ratio, Amway achieved 0.87 to 1, whereas Aeon recorded 0.21 to 1. Although both companies are below the ideal benchmark of 1 to 1, Amway still shows better liquidity because it more has liquid asset available to settle immediate obligation without relying heavily on inventory. Overall, the liquidity analysis suggests that Amway is a more favorable position compared to Aeon, as it has stronger working capital management and a lower risk of facing short-term financial difficulties. Moving on to profitability analysis, this section evaluates how effectively both companies generate profit from their sales. For the net profit ratio, Amway recorded 4.03%, while Aeon recorded 3.12%. This means Amway generates 0.04 of net profit for every 1 ringgit of revenue, slightly higher than Aeon. This indicates that Amway is more efficient in controlling its expenses and converting sales into final profit. Next, for the gross profit ratio, Amway achieved 22.05% compared to Aeon 7.05%. This significant difference shows that Amway has stronger gross profit performance. This may be due to the better pricing strategies, higher conductant margins, or more effective cost management compared to Aeon retail business model. Therefore, based on this ratio, Amway demonstrates stronger profitability performance because it's able to retain a higher percentage of profit from its sales activities. The final analysis focuses on profitability efficiency through return on capital employed and return of asset ratio. For the return capital employed, Amway recorded 21.08%, while Aeon achieved only 5.18%. This indicates that Amway generates approximately 0.21 profit ringgit of every 1 ringgit of capital employed, showing more efficient utilization of long-term resources. For the return on asset, Amway recorded 9.02% compared to Aeon 2.31%. It's more effective using assets before its earning. In conclusion, across both liquidity and profitability measurement, Amway general performance from Aeon. Amway shows stronger financial stability, better profit generation, and more efficient use as resources. This result suggests that Amway has a stronger overall financial performance compared to Aeon based on the selected financial ratio.
Let's start with the efficiency metrics. Beginning with inventory turnover, this tells us how many times a company sells and replaces its stock over a period. As you can see, Amway clocks in 5.42 times, whereas Aeon stand at 3.91 times. What this tells us is the MWay is significantly faster at moving its stock off the shelf. This higher turnover point to highly effective inventory management and stronger sales efficiency compared to Aeon. Next, let's look at the average collection period, which measure how long it takes for a business to convert credit sales into actual cash. Here, the table stats. Aeon boasts a faster collection cycle at just 5.13 days, while Amway takes slightly longer at 8.35 days. Because Aeon is quicker at collecting its receivable, they enjoy a more efficiency credit system, which directly provides a healthy boost to their short-term cash flow. To wrap up our efficiency analysis, let's look at the total asset turnover. This ratio measures how effectively a company uses its entire asset base to generate revenue. This contrast here is quite striking. Amway sits at 2.18 while Aeon is at 0.75. To put that into perspective, for every single ringgit invested in asset, Amway successful generates RM 2.18 in sales, whereas Aeon only generate RM 0.75. Clearly, Amway is much more aggressive and efficiency in squeezing value out of its asset. Now, let's pivot to capital structure and look at risk management. Starting with the debt ratio, this shows the percentage of a company asset that are financed through debt. Amway maintains a relatively balanced approach at 49.14%, but Aeon climbs higher to 65.46% because Aeon relies more heavily on borrow money to fund its operation. It carries a greater dependence on debt financing, which inherently heightens its overall financial risk. This risk dynamic becomes even clearer when we look at the debt to equity ratio, which compares total debt directly to shareholder equity. The difference here is massive. Amway stands at a very conservative 96.63%, while Aeon skyrocketed to 189.53%. This tells us that Aeon runs a highly leveraged capital structure. While being this heavily dependent on debt financing can potentially amplify their returns during good time, it's also exposed them to a much higher level of financial. Finally, let's look at the safety cushions. The times interest and ratio. This measures how easily a company can pay the interest expenses on its outstanding debt out of its earning. Amway leads comfortability here at 3.97 times compared to Aeon's 2.74 times because Amway has stronger interest coverage from its operating profit, it enjoys greater financial stability, and carries a significantly lower risk of default than Aeon.
As a potential investor, I would choose to invest in Amway. The company consistently performs better across almost all financial ratios, demonstrating strong liquidity, higher profitability, greater operational efficiency, and lower financial risk. These strengths suggest that Amway has a solid financial foundation and it's more capable of generating sustainable returns over the long term. Although Aeon has a shorter average collection period, this single advantage does not outweigh Amway's superior overall financial performance. Therefore, Amway represents a more attractive investment option due to its stronger financial stability, efficient management, and better potential for long-term value creation.